To me personally, it's going to be the consistency, just because I am that very much like get shit done guy. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. You know, we've all heard the 21 days to create a habit. I'm a huge believer in that. Like, I believe if you continue to do stuff over and over, you adapt to it. Like, it's at the point now, like supplements and like my routine, I can do it with my eyes shut. I would like to say the easiest would be consistency for me. Overall, let's say taking me out of it and to an actual person looking to start bodybuilding, the easiest thing is going to be to see the results off of creating good habits. Because as soon as you make those subtle changes that are really big in your life, you'll start feeling better and looking better. And then you never want to go back. You'll never be like, wow, I loved having psoriasis and feeling like dog shit. Once you start cleaning up and you see the results, the way that you feel, I can't express how great you're going to feel as soon as you create those good habits. The hardest thing about bodybuilding is going to be, for most people, the consistency. It's getting up and understanding to do the same thing over and over and over and over to get results. To get results, though, we all know the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over and getting zero results. But once you start getting results, you'll start feeling amazing. Oh man, the process. The process. I love this. I've been doing this since I can remember. I'm going on 2 decades of doing this, but to me personally, it's the process. You know, everybody gets really excited for shows and this. I'll be honest with you, the shows are probably the least exciting for me. They're cool, it's fun, but the process, I love it. And that's kind of why I live the process. You know, obviously to an extent when you're getting on stage to drop your body fat so low, but to me, it's the process, the daily grind. You know, when you know that you see your body changing mentally, physically, and you're like, I earned that. I did that. And we've all gone out to a restaurant and seen pizza and cheesecake and stuff we really want, and then go, you know what, I'm going to pass on that. And that mentally is just going to make you go, man, I did it. Like, I did it. I want to say usually when you hit that 4 weeks out, the cravings start coming. Regardless of how strong mentally, physically you are, we're humans and our body just starts to crave things. I was just talking to my wife about this yesterday. Blueberry muffins.
The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man!
When you're 4 weeks out, 3 weeks out, when you get such low body fat percentage, like I'm going to be pulling under 5%. I'm going to really push the envelope. We start to flirt with that 3% body fat. You start craving shit you didn't even know you craved. My favorite body part to train is legs. It's legs by far because it's the hardest, it's the most grueling. I just talked about this on my podcast like 2-3 days ago. Why legs? Because most people don't train it. It's fucking hard. And you can come to the gym mentally on an arm day and be like, I'm gonna train arms. Like you could train arms. But when it comes to legs, you got to be a special certain type of just off in your head. And I mean psychotic, and I mean you have to take your body to that next level if you're going to actually train your legs with intensity. And that's the thing most people don't do, is they don't train legs enough and understand that the rest of their body will grow if you train your legs. You release the most testosterone training legs because it's hard. And you'll grow shoulders, you'll grow back, you'll grow your arms from training legs. I know it sounds weird, but if you put it all together, you release so much more testosterone training legs. So legs are my favorite. Calves. Least favorite, probably calves. And you know what the funny thing is I probably get the most compliments on my calves. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I train them 5 times a year. It's cool. No. Realistically, I train them, but I just touch on them. But they get a lot of work just from wear and tear. I'm very, very mobile and active all day long. And just genetically, I've always had big calves. And now I walk around and people are like, wow, look at your calves. And I'm always like, wow, that's the one thing people comment the most. And I'm like, thanks. $100%. It's not healthy. Bodybuilding is not healthy. Yes, there's things that are associated with the health side of it, but when you're doing it to this extreme at such a pro level, don't bullshit. Don't lie. It's not healthy. And that's why when people come to me and they want to get into it, I try to veer them away from it. Think about longevity, think about strength, think about endurance, think about this, that. Everything is a lot more science-based now and slowed down, and they're finding out what it really is doing to the body, to the kidney, to the liver, to the heart. And if you're not taking the precautions to protect those, it's extremely dangerous. And then it's everyday wear and tear. You see it. Look at what I do to my body every day, but look how much I have to recover from it. I agree 100%. It's not going to be the most healthy, and especially when you get to that higher level, it's extremely not healthy. I'm going to personally say mental, just because I'm a little mental. But you have to be to take it to this extreme in this industry. As a personal trainer and as a nutritionist, I don't push what I do onto people unless they hire me for that. It's all about the healthy side of it, the weight loss, the weight gain, doing it smart, living longer. Everybody's just trying to outlive everybody. I want to outlive you. I want to outlive him. I want to outlive her. That's kind of the goal. The extremes of it are where it can get really dangerous. I think mental, because I'm always going to be that guy that if your mind is set on something, your body's just going to follow. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And then I'm at that point where I'll have my clients say these things to me, and I'll just say, you know what? You're right. I just don't think I can do it. You're right, you can. I'm not going to sit and pat your back and be your dad and be a cheerleader for you. But at the same time, that I want to encourage you. But you know how many times I've had people look at me and say, Chris, I can't do that. Literally 2 minutes later, we do it. And I look at them and just go, I thought you said you couldn't do that. Oh. It was just all that self-doubt. Think of your alarm hitting at 3 a.m. If you can't mentally get yourself up, your body's not going to get up. But if you get up and tell yourself, get up, man, you have these goals, you have this, your body's just going to follow. The biggest challenge for me personally has been putting on weight. I have ADD, I got ADHD, I got ABCD, I've got it all. I'm very hyperactive. I'm walking nonstop, even if I'm on a low day, a sitting still day. I'm at 15,000 steps. And so genetically, my body is a very strong ectomorph. I graduated high school at a 103-pound wrestler. I just got to that point when I graduated high school that I went, you know what, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of being the skinny kid. I'm going to learn to get big. And it took me 20 years. It took me that long. It's not going to happen overnight. And I made so many mistakes because I was at 103 and then I'd get to 110. Now, these are numbers that nobody in high school should weigh that. But I was so hyperactive and I didn't know what I was eating. I didn't eat right. Nobody knows what they're eating. We had pizza slices and chocolate milk, and oatmeal cream pies and nutty bars. You're running around eating Sour Patch Kids and shit. And so I was just fueling the sugar, which just fueled my ADD, which just fueled my energy to go nonstop. I would definitely say putting size on and learning how to slow down. I'm not a slow down guy. So as I'm getting older, peaking up on 40, I'm noticing that if I learn to just sit the fuck still, I can get better gains. Be patient and soak up as much information as you possibly can. Social media is absolutely insane. Good luck trying to learn, because you're going to hear that cigarettes are great for you and eggs are terrible for you. So what I would say is try things at a slow pace and test yourself. Give yourself 2 weeks on a specific diet. Give yourself 2 weeks on a specific supplement. Give yourself 6 months on a workout plan. Stay consistent. The number one word is consistency and confidence. Understanding that, nobody's looking at you in the gym the way you think they're looking at you. People get embarrassed. Oh my God, I'm intimidated and so. I don't know what I'm doing in the gym. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're doing in the gym. Everybody thinks, because you're not confident and you don't know what you're doing, that people are snickering at you. Nobody cares. So just remember, just have confidence no matter what you do. Even if you're doing it wrong, do it with confidence and then just learn from that. I have learned that I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm a different breed, and I don't mean that in a good way. I personally say it's a bad thing. My wife says it's a great thing, but it's different because my go isn't everybody else's go. So when I'm going and I'm trying to pull people with me, they can't keep up with me, and that gets really frustrating at times. It gets really tough. But again, I just have to learn patience. But just understanding what works for Kyle isn't going to work for Chris. And what works for Kevin isn't going to work for Kelly. And it's understanding that there's no such thing as a fat-burning food and a bad food. And that's a hard one to really get into the heads of my clients, because you see me eating cereal for post-workout, but everybody says cereal's the worst food in the world. Well, I utilize it in a position that I want to use it for. So it's having the confidence, having the patience, and understanding that if you set yourself up with a goal, follow it. Because everybody talks, and nobody follows through with shit. Become that person that follows through with things. Common misconceptions are that you take steroids, everything is going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. People have no idea how they work. They just instantly think, oh my God, you have a shoulder, you're on steroids. Your back looks great, you're on steroids. They have no understanding of the supplementation, the day in and day out grind, the amount of food, you do now that you come and do these day in the life of, and you just wrote to me, you're insane. Like, you are absolutely insane. But again, it's my choice, but I've never had this same routine. Every prep I've had different routines. And so I've learned from everything. And when I started at 19 years old, it was a hell of a lot different. I was eating a lot different. I was eating for my 19-year-old self compared to eating for my 40-year-old self. It's the will to be better. And it's not even a competition thing. Like, I gotta be the best. It's what's in here like I said, I figured out really quickly, I was just built different. Hanging out with my friends growing up, I just knew I had something different inside. It was just the will to be the best that I could possibly be. We're all cut a cloth from God, and I believe that I'm just renting his body. And I want to bring the best body I possibly can. I grew up having a He-Man action figure, and I looked at that thing and I was like, I want to look like that. I wanted to look like that action figure more than anything. And I wanted to figure out exactly what it took to get there. And I realized nobody else was doing it. They all took the easy routes. Why do I constantly take the hard route? Because it's something inside of me that loves that. It's the will to just get better. It's the never settle. I don't believe in settling, because settling is getting comfortable. And once you're comfortable, you're screwed. You're not getting any results. Just knowing that I'm doing something different that not everybody else is, and I get off on that. I get off on getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning when everybody else is sleeping, and I'm going out for a walk because everybody else is sleeping. I just go, I'm one up. I'm a little bit more. It doesn't mean I'm better. Nobody's better than anybody, but in my head, it's what keeps me going. Because then at the end of the night when I'm laying in bed, I'll sit and review everything I did throughout the day, and it's more than most people do in a week. But in my head, I just do the checklist. Oop, done. And then I go to bed and I wake up, and guess what? I make my whole checklist again. So as I'm getting older, I'm realizing it's being present in the lives of people that want it. Because we've both talked about this before too, is we give, and we realize, they don't give a shit. So just let them. They want to act like that, just let them. Stop trying to change everybody else's life, just work on changing your life.